Hello children, good morning to you all. Today we are going to learn about friction, chapter number 12. What is friction? Friction is a force that opposes motion between surfaces that are in contact. The definition says that friction is a force. As we have learnt in the force and pressure chapter, frictional force is an example of contact force. So here you can see when two objects are in contact and one object is made to move on the other surface, after some time the object naturally comes to rest. Let us take the best example of a ball. When you roll the ball on the ground, the ball will move to some distance and it comes to stop on its own. Why it comes to stop on its own, that we are going to discuss in this chapter, that is the about frictional force or about friction. So frictional force comes to us in notice when two objects are in contact or when two surfaces are in contact with each other. It is an example of contact force. It can be experienced by any solid surface, liquids and gases. But in solids, the frictional force will be maximum and in gases, the friction will be less. In the diagram shown here, you can see three states of matter I am showing. One is the truck carrying the heavy load, that is solid, whereas the fish moving in water, it will also experience the frictional force, and the person using the parachute and flying in the air, he also experiences the frictional force. So what is the cause, or what are the causes of friction to take place? When two objects are in contact, in this diagram you can see an object B is placed on the surface A. An object B is placed on the surface A. What happens here? These two objects are in contact and both the surfaces are touching each other. But they have some irregularities, they have some roughness, or when these two objects are touching each other or coming in contact with each other, these irregularities you can see here, they are getting interlocked. So when these two surfaces are coming in contact, the ridges or grooves, that is irregularities, they get interlocked. Interlocked means they get binded with each other. Because of this, what happens? the force of friction will take place between the two surfaces. So what is given here is that the surface of solids etc., which appear to be smoother to us, actually they are not smooth. They will have some irregularities. Due to that irregularities, due to that ridges, due to that grooves, the two surfaces get interlocked with each other. So because of that, friction will take place. So what are the factors that affect friction? First one is nature of surface. The first factor which affects the friction is nature of the surface. Nature means what type of surface it is, whether it is smooth surface or whether it is rough surface. If rough surface is there, that means more will be the irregularities, more stronger will be the interlocking between the two surfaces, thereby more friction will take place between the rough surfaces. If you see the smooth surface, friction will be less. That's why when we walk on smooth surfaces, we walk very carefully, otherwise we may slip and we may fall, because the interlocking between our feet or between our chappal or between our shoes and the ground will not be stronger, thereby a person may skid or fall. That's why a person, when they walk on rough surface, it is very easy for them to walk on the rough surface. You can experience this type of examples when you walk on a by chance you put your feet on banana peel, you will easily skid. You cannot walk on a glass surface because they are smoother surface. Smooth surfaces means less will be the irregularities, less will be the interlocking. There comes less friction. Less friction means it is difficult for us to walk. So another example you can see here. Another factor that affects the friction is weight of an object. Weight. You can see here, more is the weight of the body, more will be the friction. Suppose these two people shown in this diagram, one is thinner, another is fatty person. So where will be the friction more? The friction between the surface of the thin person's feet and the leg will be lesser, and the friction here more is the weight. The person is exerting more weight, more force. There the interlocking between the two surfaces will become more stronger and the friction will be more. Third factor that affects friction is surface in contact. Surface in contact, when the object is kept in horizontal position and vertical position. In the first diagram in the book is suppose kept in horizontal position, the surface is more is the wider surface, more will be the interlocking, and the object, if it is kept in standing position or vertical position, the surface which is coming in contact with the other surface is less, so interlocking will be less. So here surface, if it is more, the frictional force existing between the surfaces will be more. Now we will discuss about types of friction. So types of friction, children, I will be taking, just giving you the brief about types of friction. Friction can be of 4 types: static friction, sliding friction, rolling friction and fluid friction. The details of about each friction we will discuss in the next class. So please go through the chapter after listening to this video. Go through the book lesson, read the lesson. They have given some more examples which you will understand in better. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.